Once you really get bit by an idea that you can't get out of your head, the thing that you think about at night, the thing that you think about in the morning when you first wake up, there is no turning back. I was trying to build a Silicon Valley style business in Dallas. I don't look like most of the entrepreneurs asking for money, but I was determined, I was committed, it was going to happen, and inevitably it did. My name's Craig J. Lewis. I'm the founder and CEO of Gig Wage, based in Dallas. Gig Wage helps businesses pay, manage, and support independent contractors, freelancers, and gig workers. The payroll industry as a whole has ignored 1099 gig workers and freelancers. We think it's prime time that a payroll company stop doing that. I've never felt poor, but I've always understood the importance of money. Money is a very critical part of how people live and operate, especially when you don't have a lot of it. I was born in the projects. Teenage parents on the east side of McKinney, Texas, but primarily spent most of my upbringing in Garland. My parents were a big reason of why I didn't end up being a statistic. When I was a kid, basketball was everything. I graduated high school in the top 10% of my class, but basketball was my path to a college education. I kind of knew I wasn't going to be an NBA superstar, so I ended up going overseas and I played in Europe. I ended up not really pursuing it much after those first couple years. I tried my hands at some business in sports, so I was creating basically a sports marketing company. Yeah, it didn't work out. It was so bad that not only did I not want to be an entrepreneur, I didn't want anything to do with sports. I ended up joining a little small payroll company called ADP, Automatic Data Processing. What I noticed was there was no connectivity to the people that were actually getting paid. So I would go in and help a business set up their payroll, and I always thought there was a disconnect there. My wife decided to pursue her passion in sports broadcasting, which took us to a little town called Monroe, Louisiana. And I ended up landing at a really small payroll company. I got to see the underworkings of how payroll really works. The industry knowledge that I had, I knew there were massive opportunities to build big payroll companies, but no one really had that same ambition to build something big and audacious. I was traveling about 220 days a year on the road. And so in all of those travels, I discovered Silicon Valley. They thought that they could change the world. And I thought, wow, if I could bring that Silicon Valley mentality to the payroll industry, I could pull these ideas off. The first idea was really bold and really audacious. It was free payroll for small businesses. And our thesis was that the data was more valuable than the actual service itself. In 2015, people didn't quite believe that. It was a really, really hard time to have taken these really important and successful people's money and not be able to deliver on what I had sold. Not succeeding is like chewing glass. I was like, either I'm gonna have to shut this company down and take the loss, or I'm gonna have to find a way forward. It dawned on me that I hadn't seen anyone be the payroll company for the gig economy. So I brought in a new team of people. We rebranded the company and we set our sails and our sights on becoming what is now known as Gig Wage. One of the big misconceptions about the gig economy is that it's just Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. We work with all types of independent contractors doing all types of work. So if you're thinking about contractors or freelancers or gig workers in the United States, you're looking at about 60 to 75 million people. We help businesses pay their workers fast and flexibly and on demand. Probably even more important is we help them pay people how they want to be paid, when they want to be paid, and where they want to be paid. So 1099 gig workers are typically looked at as the redheaded stepchild. You get paid net 30. Net 60, net 90. So you do the work and it takes forever to get paid because the company's priority isn't to pay you, it's to pay the employees. We allow people to get paid instantly and on demand, regardless of where they do their banking. So they can use Cash App to get paid, PayPal, Bank of America, any credit union you can think of, and get their money instantly. One of our coolest features is what we call a proof of income report. Notoriously, freelancers haven't been able to prove their income and employment. We've made that possible and easy. People can get student loans, get that apartment, and easily prove their income as well as their employment. And so everything you can think of from a financial services perspective, Gig Wage ultimately wants to provide and has started providing today. We call it our financial social safety net. We've raised a little under $16 million. We're about 40 employees full-time and growing, and hiring. We've got hundreds of businesses that process on the platform. By the end of the year, we'll be just under 100,000 contractors that get paid on our platform and growing significantly. We also are excited to be expanding internationally in the future as well. The company needs to look like what the world looks like, and if you do that, you can build a better business. Over 50% of people that work at Gig Wage are women. North of 33% of our staff are Black and African American. We have a tremendous age diversity. We look to shape this entire industry that has been ignored, that has been underestimated. If we do this right, Gig Wage will be one of the most well-known companies in the world. Audacity and ambition, I don't have any shortage of those things. It's about finding the right niche, the right market, bringing together the right talent, and properly capitalizing the business so that we can do just that.